Hello again, precious friends. Hasn't been that long since I had my last rant, but it just seemed to me that this rant about dietary restriction needed a second part. And that is that the very people who are trying to pathologize the idea of dietary restriction, specifically with those of us who eat a largely animal-based or completely animal-based diet, is the fact that, oddly enough, they know that dietary restriction isn't pathological. In fact, it's absolutely ordinary in human beings, and they know it, and I'll prove it. If you go in to see your healthcare professional and tell them, the average person, especially a registered dietitian, tell them, I have cut out all red meat, processed meat, eggs, and butter because I have heard how terrible they are for you. You will get a round of applause. Isn't that dietary restriction? But they're on board with that. That's normal to them. But if you go in and you say, oh, you know what? I get all this stuff, but the green vegetables and the dietary fiber, they just tear my guts up. I can't even live more than 10 feet away from a toilet. It's disabling. Or you say, the complex carbs, the beans and the grains and the pasta, they just give me horrible brain fog and they dysregulate my mood. It's really disruptive to my life. Well, that kind of dietary restriction is a problem. And on top of that, if you go in and say, well, I really, really just don't like liver. They say it's supposed to be good for you, but I just really don't like it. Oh, that's fine. Don't worry about it. But, I just really, really, really don't like broccoli or cauliflower. I can't stand it then. Oh, that's a problem. Maybe you should do something to, increase your tolerance for it. So, organ meats restriction, that's okay. Broccoli, cruciferous vegetable restriction, that's kind of a problem. So it's completely hypocritical and it's ideological. It has nothing to do with science or evidence of anything. It's all about what the experts are telling us is bad versus what the experts are telling us is good. And everybody knows that saturated fat and red meat are bad for you. And everybody knows that green vegetables and complex carbs are good for you. And your personal experience really doesn't matter because remember, if your personal experience is that vegetables don't make you feel good, then yeah, you're probably deluded. Either that or you have to be fixed. We're going to find you some drugs and some supplements and a whole bunch of protocols that'll fix your guts so that you can enjoy and tolerate these foods that have been irritating you. And we're just going to cut out all the other foods that you say make you feel well because they obviously can't be actually making you well. So it's all about what we are told to eat and not about what actually makes us well. That's where they're coming from, folks. So don't let them gaslight you. If any of your healthcare practitioners give you this line, you come right back at them and say, well, how would you explain the fact that my health improved after I cut these foods out and that my health begins to go downhill again when I improve them? Can you explain that to me? You probably won't get much of an answer, except they'll give you studies. And then you say to them, well, isn't it true that most of those studies are paid for by the very people who would profit from people eating more plant-based foods. If you get anything other than a deer in the headlights stare, it's probably going to be, well, it's the best science we have, and there's no other evidence that meat is any better for you. And then you say, no evidence except my personal experience. Don't let anybody else gaslight you into doubting your personal experience. Put your foot down, and you know what? If your healthcare professional says that they're not going to help you anymore because you won't comply with their program, guess what? They were never helping you to begin with. Stay the course, my friends. Don't let anybody gaslight you or make you doubt the results of your own N=1 experiment, because we know that doing what makes you feel good, is the best answer to people who say, we're nuts. Yeah, we're nuts. Okay, I'm nuts. I'm doing everything I ever wanted to do with energy and vitality. I feel good every day. I love getting out of bed. And if that's insanity, compared to what I had before, I'll take it. That's it. We'll talk again soon, precious friends. Peace, love, and meat. I'll see you later.